After several rounds of negotiations between India and the United States, US President Donald Trump announced that he would be reducing tariffs on India very soon.
So yeah, we're going to be bringing the tariffs down.
Trump claims New Delhi has significantly reduced or will eventually reduce the purchase of discounted Russian oil. And even though that remains to be seen, Trump stresses that India and the US are very close now to signing that elusive trade deal. During the swearing-in ceremony of Sergio Gore as the new ambassador of India at the Oval Office, Trump stated, "We are making a deal with India, much different deal than we had in the past. So right now they don't love me, but they love us again." Unquote. However, Donald Trump has not yet clarified about the details of the tariffs agreement and when it will be finalized, though he was full of praise of Indian trade negotiators, a team led by Indian Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal. US President added, "We are getting a fair deal, just a fair deal. We had pretty unfair trade deals. They had very good negotiators there. We are getting close. I think we are pretty close to doing a deal that's good for everybody." Unquote. While speaking on India-US bilateral trade agreement on the 5th of November, Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal also hinted, "Talks are going on very well. There are many sensitive issues, many serious issues, so naturally it takes some time." Unquote. This deal was initially supposed to be signed and finalized by fall. In fact, India was one of the first countries to enter into trade talks with the Trump administration. Piyush Goyal also visited US in September, accompanied by a delegation of senior Indian ministry officials, the Special Secretary and India's chief negotiator, Rajesh Agarwal.
India is home to one of the world's oldest civilizations, the largest country in the world, actually.
Donald Trump also asserted that he has a fantastic relationship with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He also acknowledged India, stating, "India is home to one of the oldest civilizations, the largest country in the world." Unquote. Trump elaborated, "India is an amazing country, actually 1.5 billion people, an important economic and strategic security partner in the Indo-Pacific region." Unquote. Donald Trump also had a message to his new ambassador to India, Sergio Gore. As ambassador, Sergio will work to fortify our country's bond, promote investments in key industries and technologies, increase American energy exports, and expand our security cooperation." Unquote. During the meeting, Donald Trump said that he was trusting Sergio Gore to further strengthen one of the country's most important international relations, the strategic partnership with India. Unquote. Amid US trade drama, a senior trade body official confirmed that an Indian delegation of Indian exporters from the engineering department will begin a key 4-day visit to Moscow in Russia. This is another attempt by New Delhi to try and diversify its export basket and market, as there are no certainties on US tariffs and Donald Trump's trade tantrums amid trade war as of now. The leader of the delegation and president of Federation of Indian Export Organization, SC Ralhan, stated, "Russia has been an important business partner for India, and the engineering and tools sector presents significant potential for collaboration." Unquote. The visit also comes right ahead of Russian President Vladimir Putin's visit to India next month. Now, there are also reports coming in on a potential landmark bilateral labor mobility agreement between India and Russia during President Putin's visit. Since the month of March, India and the US have held a total of 5 rounds of talks on trade and tariffs. Donald Trump has imposed tariffs as high as 50% on Indian goods, some of the highest in the world. These tariffs marked a severe escalation in trade tensions between the two countries. It also caused disruptions in India's exports and long-standing economic ties with Washington. However, the Modi government in India refused to give in to tariff pressure and demanded a free and fair economic partnership.
It has to be an understanding where our bottom lines, our red lines are.
India's response to Trump's 50% tariffs has been stern and resolute. The Narendra Modi government emphasized that the nation will always prioritize its national interest, including the welfare of its farmers, fishermen, and the dairy industry or producers. India also responded saying that if the US is imposing tariffs on India solely based on India's purchase of Russian oil, then this makes the tariffs hypocritical, as the US, European Union, and NATO themselves have trade ties with Russia, which far exceeds India's energy imports from Moscow. What do you believe? Should India and US seal a trade deal? India and Russia are going to sign a labor mobility pact very soon. Russia's President Vladimir Putin is coming to New Delhi in the first week of December 2025 and is all set to discuss the pact that will keep the foundation of a structured framework for legal migration between India and Russia, along with worker protection. The agreement will include the strategies to increase the number of skilled Indian manpower in Russia, as more than 70,000 Indian nationals are expected to be employed in Russia by the end of this year under the official quotas handled by the Russian Ministry of Labor. The Moscow-based Indian Business Alliance President Sami Manoj Kotwani stated, India has one of the world's most dynamic and skilled workforce, and Russia is undergoing a major industrial transformation. This agreement creates a win-win opportunity for both sides, providing skilled manpower for Russia's economy while ensuring secure and dignified employment for Indian professionals. Unquote. Indian Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal recently visited New Zealand for the further development into the free trade agreement. The aim is to strengthen the trade and investment ties between both the nations. Piyush Goyal met his counterpart Todd McClay for the fourth round of negotiations and later shared this news on platform X, stating, "Concluded my fruitful visit to New Zealand with a meeting with my friend and counterpart Todd McClay. The fourth round of India-New Zealand FTA negotiations were focused on goods market access, services, economic and technical cooperation, and investment opportunities." Unquote. The merchandise trade among India and New Zealand has reached $1.3 billion for FY 24-25. India's Commerce Ministry has commented that FTA with New Zealand will, quote, "The proposed FTA is expected to unlock further potential in sectors like agriculture, food processing, renewable energy, pharmaceuticals, education and services, creating new opportunities for businesses and consumers alike." The FTA is positioned to speed up the growth and economy, along with modernizing the trade framework and incorporating significant benefits for the investors and consumers in India and New Zealand. Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.